Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 4 challenge run. Today we are stepping away from the character runs by asking the question, can you beat Fallout 4 by only doing damage with impact landings? For this run, I named myself Upgrade with 2 Ds
for a double dose of this pimping.
For our special stats, we grab 9 Charisma, 10 Intelligence for faster leveling, and 5 in Luck for Idiot Savant. Luckily, we got on the list just in time for the bombs to go off, and after watching our home get shit on, we head down to our lovely vault, only to be turned into Mr. Freeze.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
And watch our gorgeous wife die. Make sure to grab her ring for the extra caps, and once again, we trap the rad roaches behind the vault doors since we can't kill them yet. Finally, with our Pip-Boy, we can open the vault doors and smell the fresh air. With the run finally begun, all we have to do is grab a jetpack so we can do damage. And there's no locations for it. Oh, that's fine. We just gotta craft it. Oh, good lord. So, Armor and Science 4 can only be unlocked at level 39 and 41 respectively. Doing some math here, it is going to take me around 20,000 shelves just to reach the level to start this run. Guess this is my life now. Once again, we let Codsworth kill flies so we can scrap Sanctuary, but that only gets us around 2,000 shelves. So I resort to the store and scrap glitch that lets you dupe materials. Y'all can hate me for cheating, but I can't even start the game until I get 40,000 wood, so suck a dick. So we scrap some large shacks for nearly an hour until we have the wood, and then all I need to do is press A 20,000 times and we can start the run. That would be the case if there wasn't a build limit. Even with most of Sanctuary completely scrapped, we can still only place around 2,000 shelves before I need to scrap every single one and start again. You already know I was cramping my fingers while catching up on my favorite shows.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Well... And every 20 minutes or so, I had to repeat the process of building and scrapping shelves over and over, T-cap after T-cap.
Stay seated.
Oh, well, I was going to give you a hug.
I spammed A until my GPU began to crash. This was my life. But finally, I had done it. After all that work, I was ready to start the game. But before that, I scrapped the last shelves to make sure the game ran smoothly. And all we have to do now is save, and see that it took us 5 hours and 41 minutes just to reach this point. But then another thing stuck out to me. 2 words. 2 words that simply seeing filled my pants. Save obsolete. Just to make sure there isn't anything actually wrong, I just load the save. Oh, thank fucking God, I don't have to do that again. With the crap in my pants reabsorbed, I can head to Red Rocket and grab the fusion core in the caves. Then we head to the robotics disposal grounds. With some interesting graphical errors, we can blow up the sentry bot and grab another 3 fusion cores. Thankfully, right next door we can grab our power armor, which, thank God, has a torso piece, or else we'd be completely fucked. But with our armor, we can head back to Sanctuary to grab Armor and Science, finally get the jetpack to actually begin the run. I did forget one thing though, our 40 levels of XP. With that, we grab Action Boy 3, Bloody Mess 3, Toughness 4, Life Giver 3, Lone Wanderer 3, and then we save our last 3 perks for later. And to prove that I actually built these shelves and shacks, here it is. Over nearly 6 hours I've been playing, and I placed and scrapped 24,000 items. Truly inspiring gameplay. With that out of the way, we can finally go to Concord and save poor little Preston. Since we're so overpowered, with our insanely high level, our late game perks, and the fact that we get to wear power armor, you might be asking, what is the actual challenge here? You see, the limitations I've placed aren't that difficult. What makes this run a true challenge is the height required to create an impact landing. Let me ask you a simple question. How do I do damage in a 1-story room? How can I do damage when the enemy has a ceiling 3 feet over their head. Or when Preston Garvey constantly aggroes them, meaning I can't kite them to the one open area in the entire museum. This was my first roadblock of the run, and I really tried everything I could to get this guy to move. Even Preston Garvey couldn't do anything about it. After a nice 30 minutes of attempts, I listened to the rat underneath my headset, and I reloaded back to spend a single perk point on intimidation. I figured since I'm technically not doing any damage, it counts. So we work our way back up to the guy, though for some reason Preston Garvey is nowhere to be seen this time, so we can actually bring these raiders down, and finally we can meet the Minutemen. And once again they ask me to save them, so I fill out my power armor with some trash T-45, pick up the minigun for the quest, and then start the process of Goomba stomping all the raiders. It takes me a while to get used to the height requirements, but the massive damage of the impact landings really helped me out here. The Deathclaw, however, poses a much more serious threat. I would just sit in this house to regain AP, then jump on him over and over. What I didn't know at the time is that Deathclaws can just grab you out of the air whenever they feel like it. Thankfully I'm super overleveled still, so I can tank the grab attacks, and with the help of some cars, I finally take down the Deathclaw. Now we can take the Minutemen to Sanctuary, which has been completely stripped of all amenities. And with that, we grab the explosive upgrades for my legs. After all that, we can head to Diamond City. On the way, we run into this rogue synth I've never seen before, so I rob his broke ass for 5 caps and kill him. He ended up running to Dreamland Diner, where we can scare off Wolfgang and Simone, and then head back on our way. I make a quick stop at Cambridge Police Station. It would make sense to side with the Brotherhood, but as of right now, I'm not sure if I'll be able to take out the railroad, so I continue forward. Finally at Diamond City, we help Piper's quest against democracy, and we head straight to Valentine's office to start his quest. Then we put an end to a domestic dispute, and after sprinting past almost every enemy in Park Street Station, we can enter Vault 114. Without the room to land a ground pound, I run past and intimidate the triggermen, but when the opportunity arises, I do take advantage to get a few kills. We make quick work of Dino and save Valentine, and start our way back up. Since I took so many shortcuts from a lack of room, I decide to fight Darla and Skinny Malone this time. And once they've been put down, we can head back to Valentine's office and discuss our favorite cereal mascots. Now we watch some YouTube tutorials.
This is the lockpicking lawyer.
But even then, I wasn't good enough. So we put the charm on the mare, find the super secret button, and then meet our Turbo. This time I head straight to Fort Hagen, our second roadblock. From what I could tell, there was only one spot in this entire dungeon that gave me enough height for an impact landing. So we sprint past every synth until we reach Kellogg's lair. Thankfully, this is the one spot in the entire building that I can impact land. Outside of the sheer number of synths surrounding me, this fight really wasn't that bad. We just refill our AP and cover, over and over, until finally every synth is down. Now we can watch our glorious kings arrive in the Commonwealth.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit. I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak, man. Like a freak.
With Kellogg's brain, we can meet Dr. Amari, race through his memories, and learn about some virgin in the glowing sea, so we head that way. Power armor makes us a breeze, and we can finally meet the Invincible reference. I was stressing about green tech genetics. With so much closed space, I wondered how I was going to make it through, but then I remembered that I have a jetpack, and essentially skipped the entire fight. I know it's cheap, but there is no way to fight these guys without constantly running in front of turrets that I also can't do damage to. Once again, I jetpack up, prematurely take the weapons out of the chest, then I start the fight with the Courser. But after the second hit, I could not find him. Turns out he fell all the way to the bottom. And slowly, we fight our way back up. Shortly after we take the Courser down, we grab the chip, then get sent to the railroad to decode it. I decide to run straight to North Church. Now let me know if you can guess a mistake I made in this clip. Did you hear that? I didn't notice it at the time, So I take the ghouls up to the open area. Weird, right? We enter the super secret password and... yeah. Apparently the explosive legs can go through floors, so we just gotta load back, do it all again. Okay, so we don't have any other save, so we go back to Green Tech Genetics, fly back up, kill the Courser again, talk to Amari, go back to the North Church. This time we take the explosive legs off, we kill all the ghouls once again, then we enter the password, and finally we can meet these fucks. Tinker Tom gets us the chip data, and we return to Virgil for the relay blueprints. With those, we go to the Minutemen, because there's always a settlement that needs our help, then 10 Pines Bluff, then Corvega, kill the one raider that's causing problems, dip out back to 10 Pines Bluff, then back to Sanctuary, then we do a few more settlement quests, including this one with only one spot in the entire dungeon tall enough for an impact landing. And finally, we can take back the castle, destroy some Mirelurk eggs, then the Mirelurk Queen, but thanks to her poison, we experience the first death of the run. With that embarrassing setback, we take over the castle. With the Minutemen progressed as far as they can right now, we build the relay and enter the Institute. We quickly scan the network for Sturgis, then meet our sons. Father's son then sends us to meet his dogs, though I'm not that interested in my son's passions, so I go find another suit and upgrade it all to Model F. Now we return to the castle, meet Ronnie, who sends us underground to the Minutemen Armory. What I didn't expect is the sentry bot. With no room to do damage, I head out to think of another plan, but thankfully he could somehow fit through the door, so I used the new trick I learned from the railroad to damage him from above. Along with a few Minutemen taking pot shots, I finally take him down, so we can head back into the armory. But with Ronnie crippled on the floor, we have no way of getting through the door. Thankfully, after we fast travel away and back, she's all healed up, and we can head into the armory for the artillery blueprints. We test them out, do another settlement quest with only one spot tall enough to do damage, and in the next one, we see some drawbacks of the explosive legs. So we just pay the ransom and move on. At this point, I realize I have to do some Institute quests, so we jetpack straight to the Rogue Synth, who apparently materializes only when you go through this door. So this time he is there, we use the code, then kill his goons. We head back to the Institute and get told about the Battle of Bunker Hill. There, I jetpack straight in, free the synths I was supposed to recall, then we yell at our son until he banishes us from his room. With an impending attack on the castle, I build power armor stations instead of turrets in the hopes I can repair my legs when they inevitably break. And as soon as I place it, the attack begins. I did very little to set up the Minutemen for success, but I do eventually place concrete walls on the side entrances, giving us a little more protection. Even with max level power armor, these coursers do an insane amount of damage, and with my legs crippled, the amount of damage I can do is minuscule. What I should have realized before this fight is that I can't use the power armor station while in combat, so I do what any good general would do, and run away. Now back at Sanctuary, I repair my armor and continue the fight. Thankfully, the explosive legs do some real damage, and finally, the battle is over. But this courser thinks he can run away after decimating my army. He can't. Sturgis tells us of a way to enter the Institute without teleportation, so we go down into the sewers.
We always go in the sewer. Why?
With no room to do our impact landings, we once again sprint past and head back in the Institute. Here we can teleport the Minutemen inside, who give us the fusion pulse charge. Once on the main floor, we start tearing up synths once again, hiding away to recharge our AP between flights. And once they've all been taken down, Sturgis opens some doors for us, so we can see Sean one last time. I tried to kill him, but the game wouldn't let me, so I just cursed him on his deathbed, evacuated the scientists, and put an end to the lockdown. More sprinting past enemies, then we place the pulse charge on the reactor, and get teleported to the top of the Institute. I attempted to ditch Synth Sean, but they forced me to talk to him.
You didn't even talk to the kid. You're not gonna leave him here, are you?
Please, just think about it for a second.
You're not Sean!
And after yelling at a child, I admit I felt a little bad. So right before I left, I told him he could come with. Then we teleport to the top of Mass Fusion. Looking down on the Commonwealth, we can press the big red button and officially beat the game. I have now done a challenge run for every ending besides the Brotherhood, so you know what's coming next. I want to thank you guys for watching and making my last video do so well. If you have any ideas you want to see next time, make sure to let me know. Making these videos is always a blast, and I really appreciate the support. Thanks again for making it this far. That's all I got. Peace.